Bum diggy 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 bong diggy bong.
Hello everybody, it's the Gnome and welcome back to my brand new segment that is definitely getting buzz, and that of course is my segment Fandom Feature. A segment that I do once a month which basically introduces you guys to a review from me from one of my all-time favorite movies from that fantastic collection that you see behind me. So today we are going to be taking a look at the Danny Boyle directed film Trainspotting. Why? Well, obviously because of the fact that 20 years later, we are going to be getting the sequel to this amazing cult classic and exciting film. So this movie, of course, starred at the time a very unknown to the United States Ewan McGregor, as well as a very much unknown Kelly Macdonald. And if you don't know who she is, she played Rowena Ravenclaw in the last Harry Potter film, as well as one of the main characters in the HBO series Boardwalk Empire. This is a movie about heroin addiction and also skimming by through life. It involves these 5 friends led by Renton, who is played by Ewan McGregor, and basically he is just a nobody who is just shooting the breeze, so to speak, even though he knows that there are certain things that he needs to do in order to be a successful member of society. But he and his friends are pretty much anti-establishment people, don't want to do that kind of thing because they just don't think it's their kind of life. Through a whole bunch of events that take place within the 96 minutes of this movie, you see Mark Renton take a major change in his life and realize, is this really the kind of life that I want to live? So this is also a movie that was made by Danny Boyle very early in his career, and this is the movie that made him a household name. I mean, Danny Boyle, when you mention his name, you think of some of the best movies that have come out in the last 20 years. Besides this one, you had movies like Slumdog Millionaire and the very underappreciated Steve Jobs. I mean, when I saw Steve Jobs and I saw that the script was written by Aaron Sorkin, I said, I'm really surprised that David Fincher did direct this. But after seeing Trainspotting again, I understand why Danny Boyle directed this, because he is a fast, mile-a-minute, in-your-face storyteller, and this movie is just absolutely fantastic. It is fast, it is fun, it is funny, the acting is very good, even though as someone who is not Scottish, I can't really understand what they're saying half the time, and if you are someone who can't really follow that kind of accent, you may have to rewind the video every now and again just to make sure that you understand what is going on. But I think one of the most interesting things about Trainspotting is, while it is involving heroin addiction, it is shown in such an artful manner in 2 specific ways. You see the realistic viewpoint, and you also see the hallucinogenic viewpoint. I'm not going to give anything away by what I mean by that. You really have to see this movie to believe what I'm saying. But I feel that because of that, that is the charm that brings these characters to life and moves this story, not to mention an amazing soundtrack. The music in this movie is so awesome, so in your face, along with the direction as well as the cast members. I never really ranted and raved about this movie, but I always knew that within my collection, it was one of the more important movies that I had to have. And now that I finally rewatched it after not watching it for so many years, I really am happy that I own it because it really is that cool of a movie. It goes up there with movies that are directed by people like Richard Linklater and Kevin Smith. It's one of those amazing coming-of-age stories about these people that are just slipping through the cracks, and it's their job to decide whether they want to keep falling through the cracks or if they actually want to do something about it. Go see this movie, guys! It's very easy to obtain a copy, and I am also looking forward to giving you guys a review of the sequel. I was a little skeptical about it, but after seeing this movie and knowing that they got the whole cast back and they even got Danny Boyle back to direct it, I have a feeling that this story has a lot more fun in store. So thank you very much for watching, everybody. Always a pleasure to talk some of my favorite movies with you. Leave your comments in the box below if you want to discuss Trainspotting, and look forward to my Trainspotting 2 review, and I'll see you in the next one. Hey, thank you so much for stopping by my channel today. If you're new here and want to see more of what my channel has to offer, please click on the link to my last video, or hit that subscribe button to be kept up to date with all of my uploads. Content of all sorts is posted here quite often, so trust me, you do not want to fall behind. I will see you in the comments, and actions speak louder than words.